You're losing $10,000 a year right now, and you don't even know it. Not rent, not loans, not some big financial mistake. 5 small decisions you make before noon. Most people can't figure out where their paycheck goes. They budget every month, they get the same result every month. There's just not enough. Then they lie awake at night, stressed about bills, worried about debt they can't pay off. But for most people, the problem isn't income. The problem is invisible leaks. In this video, I'll show you 5 small decisions that keep middle-class people from financial freedom. And the real surprise is number 3. I'll stop and ask you a question there that might change how you think about money. By the time this video ends, you'll know exactly which habits to fix, and you'll finally be able to sleep at night. The next idea that could change your financial future is in this video or somewhere on this channel, so subscribe now and don't miss it. If you're ready, let's get into it. This is Jonah Invests. Legal disclaimer. Nothing in this video is financial advice. Always do your own research or consult a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Mistake number 1. Coffee. I know someone online has already told you to stop buying coffee, and I know exactly how that feels. You probably closed the tab. Nobody has the right to tell you not to enjoy a cup of coffee once in a while. But let's look just slightly beneath that exaggerated advice, because there might actually be something to it. Everyone has a morning routine. You can't start the day without coffee, right? But have you done the math? If you buy coffee outside every single day, you're spending anywhere from $3 to $5 per cup. Do that 5 days a week, and you're looking at $1,000 a year, almost 20% of the average American's net monthly income. You'll say, I need it for energy. Fair enough. You'll say, I don't have time to make it at home. Also fair. But here's the thing. Warren Buffett, the world's greatest investor, has been buying his morning coffee from McDonald's because it's cheap. The richest investor alive believes in compound growth, not expensive lattes. So at the very least, you can choose a more affordable option. If you do have time to make coffee at home, even better. A bag of good whole bean coffee brewed at home costs about $20 a month. The annual difference? Nearly $900. Small number, but we'll see what happens when you invest it. That's coming at the end of the video. One more thing. Don't drink coffee after 4 p.m. Not just for your wallet. The caffeine will wreck your sleep. But that's a topic for another channel. Mistake number 2. Lunch. I'm sure you know someone like this. Goes out for lunch with coworkers every single day, spends $15 to $20, thinks, I overspent today, and does the exact same thing tomorrow. That adds up to $400 a month, $5,000 a year. And what's really driving it? Social pressure. Everyone's going. I can't be the one who stays behind. But here's the thing. 2 hours of meal prep on the weekend can cover your entire week and bring that daily cost down to $6 to $7. Annual savings? $3,500. And research actually shows that people who know what they're eating ahead of time experience significantly less stress during their lunch break. Decision fatigue disappears. The real issue, though, is that money is sitting in your account just waiting to be spent. One day something catches your eye, and before you know it, you've bought something you didn't actually need. This is exactly why automating your savings is non-negotiable. More on that at the end. Mistake number 3. Subscriptions. Now I want to ask you something. How many digital subscriptions do you have right now? A number just came to mind, right? Now open your bank statement and look at the reality. Most people, when they actually go through their statement carefully, find at least 2 subscriptions being auto-charged to their card they completely forgot about. Netflix, Spotify, YouTube Premium, a fitness app, a cloud storage service. Each one looks small, but together they add up. In the US, the average person keeps about $50 worth of active digital subscriptions per month, and research shows they're not using around 70% of them. That's $420 a year gone for nothing. But is the solution to cancel everything? No, this isn't about giving up small pleasures. It's about managing them with a system. My practical solution? The rotation system.
Watch one platform for 3 months. When you run out of content, cancel it. Move to the next one. You get access to everything, just not all at once. Annual savings, $300. Morgan Housel writes in The Psychology of Money, "Wealth is what you don't see. Wealth is the car not purchased, the subscription canceled, the money kept as investment." Write that down somewhere. Mistake number 4, transportation. You've heard the saying, time is money, but it might actually be misleading you. Someone who uses a rideshare app 8 to 10 times a month spends $500 to $600 on it every year. I'm saving time, you'll say. But honestly, what does that saved time actually produce? Unless you're on a call or closing deals in the back seat, that's just time spent on your phone. If you live relatively close to work, an e-bike is worth considering. Average cost around $400. Starting from year 2, you're saving $500 a year, and your commute is sometimes faster because you're cutting through traffic. Public transit is another option worth running the numbers on. I'm not handing you a one-size-fits-all formula here. Everyone's situation is different. Evaluate what actually makes sense for your life. If there's no safe or practical alternative for your commute, obviously don't force it. But one last thing on this. A Harvard study found that just 30 minutes of moderate daily physical activity significantly reduces long-term healthcare costs. So your transportation choice doesn't just affect your wallet, it affects your future medical bills too. Transportation isn't a fixed expense, it's a manageable decision. Mistake number 5, social spending. This one is the most emotionally charged because you know you're losing money, but you feel like you can't stop. Your friend group meets at expensive spots, brunch, restaurants, concerts. Every gathering costs $20 to $30. 3 or 4 times a month, that's nearly $1,500 a year. And you can't say no because you don't want to look cheap. But here's something interesting, though. A lot of the people in that expensive friend group are quietly drowning in their own bills. Many admit privately that they can't actually afford these outings, but they can't turn them down either. I'm sure some of you don't even want to be invited to certain birthday dinners. You know what that means. A gift, a high bill split at the table, for someone you haven't seen in a year. The solution is not to cut your social life. It's to be the one who suggests the alternative, a picnic, a home-cooked dinner, a free event. The first time you suggest it, you might feel awkward, but I guarantee at least one person in that group will think, finally, someone said it. Annual savings, $1,000, and your relationships actually get deeper because you start sharing time instead of just spending money. The total. Let's add it all up. Category: annual cost, annual savings. Coffee, $1,000, savings, $900. Lunch, $5,000, savings, $3,500. Subscriptions, $420, savings, $300. Transportation, $600, savings, $500. Social spending, $1,500, savings, $1,000. Total, about $8,500, savings, about $6,200. That's about $725 per month in recoverable spending. Compare that to the average American net monthly income of around $4,000. People are sending roughly 20% of their take-home pay to invisible leaks. The compound effect. Now, what if you invested that $725 every month? Historical returns on inflation-beating index funds average around 7 to 10% annually. But let's be conservative and say 2% monthly compound interest to illustrate the power of compounding. $725 a month times 2% monthly compound interest times 10 years equals nearly $366,000. You put in $87,000, compounding turns it into over a third of $1 million. That's why I said $10,000 at the start, because over a decade, that's exactly the scale of what you're leaving on the table. The bigger picture. Have you heard of Ronald Read? He was a gas station attendant in Vermont. When he passed away, he left behind almost $8 million. How? He bought low-cost stocks and held them for decades. He never had a high income. He simply directed the money he couldn't see into investments and let time do the rest. Now, a question I need to ask you. How old are you right now? Because the difference between starting at 25 versus 35 in compound growth terms is over $400,000. That's a decade of delay costing you roughly the down payment on a house. I'll wait until I pay off my debt first. That's reasonable, but even starting with a small amount does something important psychologically. You become an investor. You start following markets. You start learning how money actually works. I'll wait until my income is higher. Research shows income increases trigger lifestyle inflation. You earn more and spend more. The gap never closes. The most financially stressed people I know earn good salaries and have zero savings. The most financially relaxed people I know build automatic investment systems on average incomes and let compounding do the heavy lifting. Action steps. Here's what to do right now.